Pawpaw, Sammy, and Alley here. What I'm doing, you see by my workbench, all the shavings. The other day, I did a video on doing the oyster mushrooms and inoculate the logs. You know, drilling the log, drilling the holes to insert the little pegs, the little 1-inch pegs. All right. And I showed how I cover them with beeswax, how I cover the holes and set them out in the yard behind my beehives. That way my mushrooms grow. Now, the other day when I drilled them, I used this bit. It's the right size, and they got the instructions right here. They send it with, by the way, this comes from two fun guys in Dallas, Texas. You can buy shiitake, which is what I got, or oysters, which I've already done. Now, my problem the other day is I did not have a depth finder for this bit. So when I would drill, I couldn't control the depth of the holes. Some of them was too shallow, some was too deep, and I said, oh, this is not going to work. So I went looking for a collar or a sleeve. It's basically like this nut. You slide it over your bit, you screw the screw down at whatever depth you want, and you can just start drilling. And it's always going to be that deep. All right? I went to Home Depot. I went to Walmart, a couple of local little hardware stores. We don't have a depth gauge or a collar for a drill bit. Okay? So being like any other old redneck, I come home, not having a vise. I got vise grips. I caught my little nut. I found a nut come off a boat that this drill bit would slide through easy. See? Okay. I took my little vise grip and I clamped that thing real tight. Now I have a chain vise for pipes, you know, and chain them down where you can cut pipe. I mounted it on my workbench. So I slid these vise grips in there, gripped down on that nut, and I tightened it. Now, here's the fun part. It's kind of hard to believe, folks, it really is. You see this little bitty screw? With your little drill bit on the end of it? Self-tapping, self-drilling, self-tapping. I got the little socket that fits it. I put that in my drill. I come right over here, took this little bitty socket with my drill, and drilled into that nut. This drilled a hole and cut its own threads. You don't need to tap anything, it just goes in. Okay? When I did that, I released. All right. The head on this little bitty boat is a 1/4 inch. There you go. Now you got your collar. See? You can tighten that screw. And you see how it slides through the center? I don't know if you can see it or not, but it slides right through the center there. And it goes on this drill bit, and whatever depth you need. See? And you take this little wrench, and you just have yourself a fun tightening it down. All right? You get it down tight enough to where it don't move, and you can drill any hole you want to drill. You don't have to worry about it. It'll stay there, it won't move, and you can just keep drilling. There it is. It's a little crooked, but that doesn't matter. Make sure your depth's on the low side. And don't worry about it. You can just sit there and pop holes all day long. And don't have to worry. When you use tape, like I did the other day, I measured it off and I taped it off real good. What happened was, every time I drill, this tape would slide just a little bit. I drilled some more, slide a little bit. Pretty soon, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing, period, that's it. Now, with that, I know what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is set it up in my drill, get all this together. All right, now I need to cut this open and get me a peg out of there. Oh, come on, scissors. Boy, they don't cut. That's a fact. That does. Now, I got to come out there with one little peg. It's a little dowel. It's a little bitty dowel. And if you look careful, the mushroom spores is on it. When you drill the hole, you push it in. When you get it pushed in, I've got beeswax. I melt the beeswax, take a little paintbrush, and I seal that hole. Then that way, nothing but that one spore can get in there. I know what I'm getting when I do that. I know what mushrooms I'm getting. So once you get it like that, you come over here and you set up your depth gauge. Remember, since that's not on there straight like a collar would be, you do this. Okay, on the high point, because that's where it's going to stop when you drill. Okay, get this adjusted off again and bring it up a little bit. That's where I want it, right there. Oh, come on, baby. There. Beautiful. All right, here's how you gauge your hose. That's deep enough right there. I do believe that rascal slid. It did slide. It wasn't on there tight. Anyway, you got your drill. Like and subscribe, Pawpaw Sammy. Now, once you get your little tool adjusted, it's just a matter of drill the hose. You know, nothing to it. You got the right depth, nothing to it. Now, once I get all these drills drilled, I will take the little peg, hammer it in, take beeswax and cover it, which I went through in a video the other day, so all that's been showed on the last video. But I wanted to show how to make this collar. That is what you need when you're doing this kind of work.